Just a few minutes' drive from the centre of Donetsk, I'm already approaching the front line in Ukraine's civil war. But the soldiers I'm with aren't local pro-Russian rebels. They're from Russia itself. Not regular Russian troops, they're here too, though the Kremlin denies it, but volunteers. They say they've come to support the rebel-held city against the Ukrainian government forces now shelling it.
If they send their tanks in, we'll destroy them.
Russian volunteers, these ones part of a joint unit with local fighters, have rarely been filmed before. Any connection between Russia and the war here is a sensitive subject. But Pavel wants us to see his Russian passport.
I have nothing to hide. I'm proud to be here.
They won't tell us how many Russians there are here, but certainly the Russians are among the best educated, the most highly motivated, and they believe they're here to stiffen up the local resistance. Pavel's a finance manager who's only just learnt to use a gun, but he sees himself as a modern crusader, fighting not for money, but out of conviction.
This is a holy war of the Russian people fighting for our future, for our ideals, for our children, and our great country that 25 years ago was divided up into pieces.
Volunteers like him believe largely Russian-speaking Donetsk should be part of a restored Russian empire with a Christian Orthodox ideology. But other Christians in a nearby town seized earlier this year by a Russian volunteer-led force say it was responsible for kidnappings, torture and murder. Their Protestant church in Slavyansk was closed and a Russian Orthodox priest brought in to reconsecrate it for use by his denomination. The pastor says 4 young activists from his congregation were taken away by the rebels.
Armed people got into their car with them, 2 men with machine guns, and they drove off. They weren't seen alive again.
It's not clear exactly who's guilty of the 4 men's deaths. There's been no official investigation yet. After much destruction, Slavyansk's now under Ukrainian government control again. But the Russian volunteer fighters who briefly ruled here say they'll be back with their local allies, and they dream of conquering the whole of Ukraine. Tim Hewell, BBC News, Eastern Ukraine.